Yep. And there it is. Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the VOD. Today is going to be an important day. Now, I say that somewhat often, I realize. I like to hype it up, okay? Listen, I like to hype it up. I like to make it seem like every day is an important day, because it is for me. You know, every project's important, every stream's important. But today is a uniquely important day. Because I am a little closer to the Horizon adventure being done. One big milestone down. And man, oh man, am I getting nervous about it. Anxious, antsy? I don't know. I am pleased to report today, as of last night, all of the writing, the entire adventure is fully written, which was a big barrier to me. Now, it's not properly edited. Keep in mind, I don't know how good or bad it is. I probably need to, what I need to do is I need to not think about it for a couple days. I need to not even look at it, not even talk to it, you know? I need to ghost it completely. And then I edit it. I don't know. Is that like a normal practice? Do people who are like actual writers, do they walk away from their work for a while? Because I noticed the same thing happens with me with art. I found on the piece that I was working on yesterday and the day before, last week. So this piece right here. Here's an example. I don't like to point out flaws on my art to people, not because of an ego thing, because it's like the FedEx logo. You can't unsee it, right? And some people think it's way too funny and whatever. But for instance, her hand is too far out of the bracer. So I need to take her hand and I need to inch it up into the bracer, thus moving this entire thing up, right? This whole why am I using my mouse? This whole thing has to move up like a little bit, nestled in their proper proportions. That's the kind of thing that I don't see until I walk away from it, and I come back and I'm like, aha. And I feel like the same thing is true with writing. You know, you don't notice it when you're in the midst of it. And I had a really good way of knowing when I needed to walk away from something from a graphic design perspective. And very interestingly, it was when words stopped looking like words. So do you ever see graphic design? A lot of it's usually attributed to like, say, like something that's Asian themed. And this has nothing to do with like Asians. This is Asian themed text, and not even good Asian themed text. You know what I mean? Like the overly used, like the local community, like, you know, Chinese boat festival or something, which is one of the things that I noticed in Calgary last time I was there. There is this Chinese dragon boat festival, and so you have this like really ink splotchy looking font that's like this very like, you know, white people Asian looking font that you see a lot of, you know, stuff designed in, and it doesn't look good. It looks really bad, and I couldn't read what the first half of it was. The only thing that I knew was the Dragon Boat Festival is because it's this time of year, and it said Boat Festival. And I didn't realize the word dragon because it's done this like ink splotch whatever thing. That designer, that graphic designer, cooked themselves. So you have to do this as a designer. When a word stops looking like a word to you, you know when you type a word out or you look at a word too much? I can't think of a good example. But you look at a word, you stare at a word too much, and then it stops looking like, you're like, is that misspelled? Is that right? Wait, is that how you spell whatever it is? When you feel that with a word that you're trying to like move around for a title, you have to take a break as a graphic designer, because your mind is not perceiving it in a way that a viewer will perceive it. With art, it's also obvious because you don't realize when you take a break, but you take a break, you come back, and you're like, oh, the anatomy is wrong. For me, the writing, I feel like I read it and I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. But I don't trust it. You know, I don't trust it one bit. I know it's probably wrong and probably bad, and I need to reorder things. Because I see that in my own writing when it comes to like World Anvil and stuff like that. I look at old World Anvil entries and I'm like, ooh, this ain't good, bro. That's okay. So I don't know how bad it is yet, but it is unedited. The Horizon Venture is unedited, and all it's missing is a couple pieces of art, man. Actually, a lot of art, but that's okay because I should be able to get it done pretty fast. And I think we're gonna try some today. I'm gonna push out and experiment a little bit. So, do you like a Tinder date? The FedEx, the FedEx logo, it has the arrow in it. It has the arrow in it. Yeah, I'll show you. FedEx logo. See how the E and the X, they form an arrow. That's intentional. Right there. You can't see it. You can't see it as an E and an X anymore. You will always see that arrow from now on. Or like the Amazon logo. The Amazon logo is the arrow that's Amazon is going from A to Z. Which is like an expression that old people use. Everything in your business from A to Z. You know, we can move logistical whatever's from point A to point B all the way from A to Z, you know? So it's one of those things that you can't see, but it's all very intentional. So I'll set pieces aside for a month sometimes once first draft is finished. A whole month. What's Atari, because you're probably the best writer I know, by a long shot, maybe. Narrative writer. Let me just say narrative writer. There's a lot of like great sort of index writers and world builders that I know, but definitely you're the only narrative writer that I know that has sort of demonstrated themselves, at least that I've had experience with. What's the minimum amount of time for you that you would leave? Like what if you had to get something done, but there's sort of an accepted idea of, I need to give this a couple of days to sit and percolate. What is the minimum amount of time do you think that you could walk away from? Because if you were to ask me that for art, I would probably say sleep on it. If I do it in the morning, I can't do it in the evening. I have to do it the morning after. If I do it in the evening, I can do it the next morning. Like I always have to sleep on it. But I don't know if it's different for writing. Do you have to wait a couple weeks? Because for graphic design, it is it's 2 days. I can't sleep on it. I'll wake up and it's too fresh in my brain. I wonder if writing requires more distance, like graphic design, because you're balancing and spinning more plates, and it's less easy to pick out the one thing that's wrong, like the hand in the character that I was drawing. But I don't know. I'm just doomed then because words never look like words. Oh. Blaze, that either means you'd be a terrible graphic designer or a fantastic graphic designer. One of the two is true, but only one of the two. So... But you see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Ashley, you're not old enough to make that meme. You are too young for that meme. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What is this shit? You can't come in here with your Zoomer self, all young and full of life, and reference a 90s breakfast cereal commercial. Do you know how that makes me feel? I'm asking you because I actually don't know, but Ashley, I miss your streams, by the way. I know you're recovering. I know you're doing what you got to do. I just want you to know, I miss your streams. All right, I miss them being a part of my day. I get off stream, and at some point in time, I click on Ashley's stream, and I hang out with my friend because I don't have any friends in real life, so I have to parasocially hang out with Ashley and my other friends on Twitch. Anyway, hope you feel better soon. Bet you're gonna like point out the fact there's an Amazon app looks like a smug Aang from Avatar. Ooh, there's a lot of things like that in logo designs. There was like a really interesting post that an article that I saw a while ago. Logo designs with hidden meanings. Oh yeah. Like Tostitos, this is a good one. The Tostitos logo, that's a good one too, DC. If you like that kind of thing and rooting, the Tostitos logo has two people hanging out around a bowl of dip in their logo. The two T's in the I. That's people having a party because you bring Tostitos to a party. There's tons of stuff like that. Like, I don't know what all these like references are here, but there are a ton of those like very. Now, a lot of it doesn't matter though. To be fair, a lot of the hidden meanings, logo things are honestly just graphic designers self-congratulating themselves, just patting themselves in the back for how interesting and fun and unique they are. So a lot of it doesn't matter, but it is fun. Some of them are really good like that, and I always like that. It would be a week to 3 days. So 3 days the minimum, a week is comfortable. That doesn't surprise me, honestly. Because if like, so it's almost like painting. I think like I had to, so sorry, I was talking to my dad on the weekend. I went over there for his birthday slash him and his wife's wedding anniversary for a little dinner. That was a lot of fun. And they asked me at some point in time, like, hey, you know, how's your fitness journey going? How's your this and how's your that? And we got talking about workflow, and you know, I was saying like, oh yeah, I'm working really hard. I'm doing like about 70 hours a week right now, trying to push through stuff. Like I was kind of talking about the challenges and talking about the good and the bad, and, you know, as you do with your parents. And my dad said like, are you making sure you're getting up every you know, couple minutes and like walking around and stuff? And I know the answer he wanted was, oh yeah, I'm getting up and I'm looking out the window. I'm doing everything that I should be. But I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm sitting for 3 to 4 hours at a time, and I'm not getting up or doing anything and I've realized this because for me, flow state is very important. And if I enter into that flow state and the music is passing me by without me noticing it, and the work is happening without me really trying too hard, and everything's just sort of washing through my hands like kind of like water, and I'm just kind of manipulating it, I'm not fucking with that. Because as soon as I get up and come back, if I'm painting, I'm like spinning plates where I have to like everything contextualizes something else. Like you have to think about lighting and figure and shape and color and mood and all these different things of painting. Sketching's a little bit different, but I imagine writing is similar, where you have so many things that contextualize you can't just edit it one sentence at a time, right? You can't even edit one paragraph at a time. I'm guessing you have to like sort of have the entire thing sort of in your like your RAM, as it were, I guess, your computer memory, but your RAM, like all at once. You need to load the entire, like as much as the piece of you that you can of writing into it, and then edit it like within that. I imagine it's pretty difficult. So I'm surprised that it's not longer. So that's very impressive. You must have a lot of experience, I guess. And for me, I don't know. I feel like I need longer. I feel like I need weeks. I need to not think about if I can edit a piece of writing, I need to not see it for, like, I need to not remember that I wrote it. It needs to be that long. So, I don't know if that's normal, man. You have to forget about it because the stories are linked together in your mind, but they might not be on page. Right, so you need to sort of have a fresh experience of it to see what is actually written. Which is interesting because I told Ella, I was listening to an audiobook at the gym this morning, and I told her about something interesting that they're talking about in the book about like serotonin and things like that. But they kind of omitted an important part.
With fact that Chinese style font you mentioned is called wonton font.
It's called wonton font.
Yes, that was even funnier with Brian saying it.
I mean, there's a lot of them, so I don't know if that was like the main one. That's actually kind of funny. So, all right, take care, DC. Go do what you're gonna do, bro. We'll be here. Before we get into stream, I'm going to try and do some pretty big map stuff. So if you're interested in that, then I'll catch you later, my friend. But go do what you got to do this evening. Enjoy your time. I don't know where you said Scandinavia or some shit. I don't know what the fuck are you doing there? I need more context. But either way, thanks for my bits, bro. But yeah, and like, so in the book, I was like, I had to contextualize something for Ella that they didn't write in the book. And I was thinking to myself, why didn't he include this piece of information in the book? It would have been a half sentence. I wonder if that's the kind of thing that, like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe you need to like forget about it so you're not like thinking about details that are obvious.
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
I mean, I don't know what you could possibly tell me you're doing in Copenhagen that I would regret knowing, but maybe I should trust you. The only thing I'll say is I'll remind you that the chat's PG-13 at least, or PG whatever. All right, I'll take care, DC. Thanks for tuning bets, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. You aced all your design class before you dropped out. Well, there you go, Blaze. Congratulations. You're officially a graphic designer. But I've only met one person that didn't go to a proper formal graphic design school, and it works as a prolific graphic designer, and she kills it. She went to like the community whatever bullshit college graphic design program at whatever stupid, you know, community college whatever thing she went to. Really low grade stuff, the kind of thing that memes are made of and dreams go to die. But she makes a lot of money doing stuff for like internet brands. She just completely like out of my way nerded the entire graphic design industry and went in like she's like a guerrilla fighter. It's kind of funny. It's like you have all these like well-trained, you know, soldiers as graphic designers, and she's just like this like painted up guerrilla fighter jumping on you and throwing fucking shurikens and shit. She just makes it work. She just makes it happen and gets deals and shit. It's pretty impressive. So it can work if you want to, you know, go back into that, Blaze, and become a prolific graphic designer. It can happen. So I believe in you. I always believe in you, especially when you shout out Fishy in her own stream. Thanks for that. I appreciate it, man. So anyway, today we need to talk about some of the art for the project, because with the writing done, I now have a crystallized, clear view of the art that needs to get done for the adventure. And one thing we talked about eons ago, decades past, before I even started streaming, we had this conversation, and that is what style to make battle maps in. Because I think it is, I had this idea for the longest time that we were gonna make battle maps. Let's make it. You know what? Let's do something. Let's make a new file here. I never make new files, man. We're gonna make a new file. Battle map. How big is the average battle map gonna be? Let's say that it's gonna be about for this encounter maps. We're gonna say 25 inches by 20 inches maybe. That seems about good. Maybe we could do one like 18 inches. Um, 25 by 18. That looks pretty battle mappy to me. I'm trying to think of general resolutions here, okay? Now, we are going to go to I should have my texture on a file. I don't actually have my texture on a file right now. I know that's probably disappointing. It's as disappointing for me as it is for you guys. Okay, there we go. Hey, it worked out. This is going to be our first battle map. Now, when I think of battle maps and I thought of what do I want to do for a battle map, what we're going to pose the question, what battle map? We're going to spell map with an O. What battle map? And when it comes to the age-old question that at the School of Athens, the Platonian and Socratilian philosophers of the ages have posed this question, what battle map? And when I answer the question of what battle map, I think obviously of the very highly designed, very well made, custom painted battle maps like this. I think of them completely being made by hand, painted out, no use of tools and fancy things and, you know, incarnate or maparnate or Mapitator. I don't know what these tools are, but I know there's lots of tools. Or Flowscape review, make D&D battle map. So I think to myself of it being hand painted. Part of, I think, the issue that I've had is I think that I have been I have been misled in my own brain into thinking that I need to do something that's going to take me 30 plus hours to paint. And although I would like to, I think for the first project, for the first map, I need to rely on my sketching aesthetic. And that was something that you guys actually inspired me. That you all sort of changed my mind on, that it doesn't have to be this big fucking glorious battle map of whatever, that it can be a sketch that has a lot of character and soul and personality, but doesn't have to be expertly and efficiently painted. So the question is then, should I do a colorless sketch that is in my style of sketches, or should I do a colored sketch, something that has more line work like this, that relies more on quick line work, something like this, as opposed to the fully painted? Actually, that has a lot of this. That's really charming. That's really charming. That has a lot of like line work and stuff in it, but it's super nice. So you get my drift, right? Something like that has, you know, like it has some line work, but it's very well painted. There needs to be kind of a middle ground. And then I can also do something like this, a day-night. Because this, I believe, is the night version of the map that I was looking at the top here. Oh, it is. Great. Beautiful. Beautiful. The program is essentially so the professor could pick one or two favorites and ignore everyone else, and basically a dead career in the cornfield, so I stopped spending money on it. That's fair. The thing is, Blaze, the wondrous, if you actually do ever have the itch to go back into graphic design, the wondrous thing about it is that the internet opens up the doors for you. The internet I think is the solution to, how am I out of my caffeine water already? Or no, this was electrolyte, I think. I don't know. It tastes like orange. I'm prepared though. I have my other water bottle ready to go. I think the internet is the solution to the modern day career and problematic cost of living woes. No longer do you have to live in Silicon Valley to have a job in Silicon Valley. You can live in I have a dear friend that works for TikTok, and he works and lives in the Bay Area, and all I want for him is to move somewhere where he can actually not get taxed for over half his income, and then also not have to pay 3/4 of income in rent. And so living somewhere like the cornfields and making that kind of money is pretty good. So you can do it, man. Make sure you allow for the art to change the writing. New ideas will come along and you'll have to change the text to match up. That's a good point. You know what? Honestly, good catch, because I didn't think about that. That didn't enter my mind. But I have to be vigilant for that, because you're absolutely right. Nerditor, thank you for the follow. What's up, dude? How's it going? How you been? What's up? Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Mapped Prime. Oh, did I forget that one too, Guapo? Thank you. Thanks for keeping me honest here on stream today. What's up, Guapo? I think it sort of depends on the maps. You could do a mixture of only sketches that look like tattered maps and some that are colored and shiny and pretty. Well, so the question is that I'm wondering, the age-old question is, do I need to do... So the tokens, for instance, the tokens are all in color, and I like the tokens being color. Do the tokens being in color make it stand out more on a... Where's a good token? Fuck. I like this token. So let's just imagine this. Let's try it. We're gonna experiment with some stuff today, because I don't know what I'm doing, and normally I like to know what I'm doing on stream, but today I honestly don't. I truthfully don't. And so we're gonna try some dumbass shit today and see how it works. So let's just say, I make a battle map, and so we'll put some shrubbery in here. And we'll shade our shrubbery in, as one does with their shrubbery. I have an affinity for shrubberies again, because I've recently watched Monty Python Holy Grail. I've been on a Monty Python appreciation tour. I think when I was 18 and I was watching Monty Python on my friend John's 18th birthday, so I was 17. I remember we were watching Holy Grail on his 18th birthday. We watched Holy Grail and like Monty Python movies on every single one of his birthdays. So we were sitting in his basement. His mom like bought us fucking adults, all 18-year-olds, like pizza and beer and soda, which was funny. Because like when you're 18 in Canada, you can drink, but you're still not like really an adult. So like mom buys the beer. Like it's cute. But anyway, we were watching Life of Brian, and I had an appreciation and Holy Grail, and all those movies. And recently, I've been on a Monty Python appreciation tour. But when I was 18 in his basement, I thought to myself, this is gonna be funnier when I'm older. I don't know why. I just know that I'm not like old enough to understand why this is funny. Like I knew it was funny, but like, and I was right. Now that I'm a man in my 30s, I appreciate it more. And yeah, I don't know. Is that normal? Is that absurd? Is that dumb? It might be, but we'll do a barrel or two. I just want to sort of compare the idea of doing a map like this with like a sketch style. You're at radio. I think it was a week ago. Today's my first day as an affiliate. Yes, I remember. I'm dude. Seriously, that's awesome. Congratulations. You got your affiliate. What are you gonna do with your remote slots? Because nerd, that was what I wanted to get affiliate for originally. When I first started streaming, I really wanted to hit affiliate so that I could make a dumb emote of a character from Star Wars called Salacious B. Crumb. I don't know if you're familiar. To which I thought it'd be funny to have a universal crumb emote that I could use anywhere on Twitch. As I grew and during the COVID sort of boom for D&D, and I got to be like a pretty big streamer in the D&D category, I ended up realizing I had to change that crumb for this crumb, which is a legally distinct version of the same thing, but my own variation. So I had to make a little character from my world. But emotes are important. They're exciting, dude. I'm really excited for you. That's awesome. Congratulations, dude. That's sick. You actually got affiliate. Congratulations. That's huge. Optimus Prime is me. Okay, got it. Thank you. In a world, his handouts are definitely sketches. Okay. The contrast against the sketch map would make them stand out more. Okay, hold up. So this is all in one layer. I'm so stupid. I'm just so stupid. Okay. Oops. This is not going to be measured just now. Okay. These are going to be as free-handedly squared as I can make them, which the freehandation is going to be mighty. So if we were to make a battle map that was in the sketch style like this without color, is it stronger without color or with color? Obviously, color is important. I've recognized that color is an important factor for people liking ideas and liking art and whatnot. And the sketch is like cool, but it is self sabotaging if you really want people to love your art, I think. Doing only the sketch styles. Some people love the sketches that I do. Other people, most people, react far more strongly to pieces with color, as you would. Color is a very important communicative piece. So there is that. But let's just say we have our little map field here. And you know what we'll do? We're going to find a skeleton. Undead. If I just search the word undead, I'm sure I have... Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Undead army. Do I not have... Really? I didn't save them as PNGs. I'm so dumb. Okay, where is Necromancer's Curse? Aha. Dude, these tokens are sick. I don't care what people say. My tokens are fucking bangers. I'm so good at tokens. I do not care what people say. I'm going to take the W on my own tokens. I think they're sick. So, does the visuals of the... maybe we'll do a fill layer as well, actually, because that's something that's easy and helps to create sort of volume and shading and stuff like that. So let's say we have a fill layer. And a couple of other things on our map. Would this be good enough? Would this, in fact, let's say there's like some cool stuff, like an altar or some shit, and we gotta assume that this is what it, like this would be after a substantial amount of work to make the sketch actually look good. Remember the grid lines, they're needed so everyone can see where they can move, but the darken the whole map when you're looking at it. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I need to do it much lighter than, like, obviously this is too dark. I kind of fucked that up, but I did it on one layer, so. Not sure, one of my friends is a graphic artist who made my overlay, so I'm gonna let him go ham. Damn, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Dude, I hope you got some follows from my chat. I hope they contribute a little bit. I followed you on my like my viewing channel, because I don't watch Twitch on Evan Blair Art. Sometimes people are like, hey man, you said you were in my stream, but I don't see you following me. I'm like, no, it's because it's a secret. So I hope it helped out a little bit, because I did appreciate the raid. Building on another comment, when the map is too dark, need light mode, it gets very hard to see the tokens on your laptop screen. Ooh, that's a good point, actually. I like the assets on white background so you can see them, but I know people complain about the lack of immersion. That's good to note. I wonder if it's a way to produce like multiple types of maps, or if it's better to just... God, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let me try a really quick color pass. We'll see if we can do something kind of interesting that doesn't take a lot of time. Because like a color pass on this style of map would be something. Oh man, I don't know. It'd be all very light, sort of desaturated. Colors. The trick is to not take too long on it, to not need to spend 30 hours painting. Because don't forget, one of my weaknesses as an artist, which is the flip side of a coin that does look like my strengths, is that I take a long time to make art. I'm very precise, I'm very careful, my process is very in-depth. However, the problem with that is, obviously, it takes a long time for me to do anything. So, whether that's good or bad, take it or leave it. I get it. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. But I wonder if there's a way that I can do something that that's like super fast, but looks good, that doesn't take 30 hours to paint in, like, properly. Something like very basic kind of colors that really rely mostly on the actual line work itself. And then if I can like basically just like shade, like paint by numbers almost, and I don't have to paint out textures and stuff, I'm just painting in like this, the hatched shaded area is a darker color or a contrasting color of some variety, and use sort of very basic color theory, blues, things like that to kind of paint it out. Like, I wonder if something along those lines. I don't have a single highlight on here though, so that's kind of hard to visualize, I understand. I wonder if something like that, oops, would be better. If that would work, if it'd be good enough. Obviously this looks like shit, but I'm just trying to figure out how colors. So, you know what I want out of this? The goal out of this is to look at it and squint your eyes. Because like narrowing your vision is very important for painting. It's this thing that artists never talk about them doing, but all of them do it like kind of without thinking. And do the things pop in the right way? Like, for instance, when I do that, I see that my shadows aren't dark enough for some things. I wonder if something like that, like a line work heavy, hand sketched, hand painted map would be good enough. And then you can move your boy around and have him get up in there. I'm gonna attack you. Get him, sword. Right in there. No, you shall not attack me, because all undead are from Quebec. La tabernacle. Okay. Anyway, yeah, maybe it works. I got a couple of the best Rage 6 followers. Check out Kawigma. She's awesome. That's pretty cool. Fuck yeah, bro. That's sick. You know, I feel about your precious immersion. Yeah, true. Your issue is that you keep looking at it. I think, thinking it looks like shit, and then you keep trying to improve it. Hold on. Let me just try and unpack that. The issue is that I keep looking at it, thinking it looks like shit, and then trying to improve it. Is that not the entire intention of making art? Is that what part of that process is wrong? Wait, I feel like I'm missing something. Never stop and say good enough. You went back and redo the shading. I mean, yeah, like I feel like that's pretty normal from the process. Do you think that's like the problem is that what do you think the problem is, that I'm overthinking it? Is that the issue? Hold on, where's my line work here? Because I'll accept it. Look, if that's how I feel, where is the line? Where? Okay, found it. Found it. Obviously, the line work needs to be. The grid lines need to be a lot less dark. They need to not interrupt. They need to be a guidepost, but not interrupt the map. Because also, a lot of battle maps people are going to use in VTTs are going to have grid lines in on their own, and they're going to be overlaid. So the grid itself needs to be super, super light on the map, I think. But is it better with or without color? God, I think it is better with. It's just... Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's better with, by like a long shot. You want fast? I thought trying to pump out production. I am, without sacrificing quality to a point where it looks terrible. Yeah, I want to make it as good as it can be while still being passable. So it's a bit of a challenge. It's definitely a balancing act, I think. I think that's what we have to do. Shading in or coloring in a hatched shaded sketch, I think, is what needs to happen. And then also, if you like mute the colors even down even further, that kind of works as it sort of blends into the texture. I wonder if you did an over... Nah, it doesn't work. Aha, we found it. The divide. Color. Divide color. Oh, yeah. Oh, linear dodge. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, I don't think we can use any, like, layer magic here. Like, it has to just be, like, raw painting skill. and the texture is going to get lost. Our map texture or our background texture is going to get lost unless we do it the other way around and overlay our canvas texture on top of it, which could be interesting, honestly. You see, it's still got a bit of that texture in there. So I guess I can try that. I can try some stuff and mess around with it. All right. I'm gonna merge all these layers together and then shrink it and put it off to the corner because we're gonna be building stuff on this map here. This is our planning document. So as far as battle maps go, I need a couple of maps. I need a couple of maps. So what do I need? We need a jungle map. We need a the tavern or the back street. I think we're gonna settle on the back street. We need a we need the one out in the hamlet. So that is the cave or cavern map. Which I'm thinking about scrapping the back streets altogether, but I don't know. I really like this quest. I just feel like nobody wants this one. Every time I poll anyone as far as which of the 3 quests they want to go do, it seems like everyone likes the idea of either killing a monster in the jungle, a big thing, or going and seeing the undead thing in the hamlet. Very few people want to like jump down to the undercity and kill some dudes. About here. All right, Nerder. Thanks for chilling. I appreciate you. Good luck, my friend. You go with light colors, more pastels, but you're the color expert. Yeah. Something that uses the, because colors, as you harmonize them, I was gonna say as you harmonize them, they look better. But obviously they do, because that's harmony. How do I word that properly? As you pull colors towards each other on the color picker, they go better together. So here the orange and blue example is the color theory example that I like to use. So if you've got like an orange rock, let's say, okay, I've got my orange rock. Look at my orange rock. That's a big orange rock, dude. That's like some Utah shit right there. Wow, what a rock, man. That's a great rock, Evan. I know. I'm pretty good at rocks. And then how do you shade it? Well, often when you look out into the atmosphere, a lot of times orange is shaded with blue. And you're like, uh-oh. That doesn't work because the orange kind of disappears into the blue. It sort of diffuses into it. Coincidentally, it happens on all mountains and rock and natural, you know, atmospheric, whatever. But people notice it more on orange because red rocks will do the same thing as sort of white stone and gray stone, but you don't notice it on mountains because it just kind of looks better. But of course, that doesn't work. So the problem is that on the color theory picker, which is the official name for it, the color theory picker, we've got our color picker, and we've got white, we've got black, we've got black, and we've got blue, right? And so as the picker goes this way, it gets lighter and more desaturated. As it goes this way, it gets more, or again, darker but more desaturated. And then the same thing's true. Saturated, saturated. So on the axis, we have light, dark, saturation, desaturation. And this is what it looks like. See what I'm talking about? So as you go further right, it gets brighter and more saturated. As you go further left, it gets more muted. As you go up, it gets lighter. As you go dark, it gets darker. And the whole thing down here is black, versus up here, it's either bright white or the most bright, vibrant version of that color. So even that wasn't the most bright, vibrant version. That's like a little bit darker, somewhere down here. So the cool thing about color is, though, let's make another rock. And instead of picking from the outside right here, let's take the same color. So we're going to sample the same color, and we're going to move the slider in towards the center. We're going to go right about there. That's still pretty saturated. And we're going to make a new rock. And then we're going to do the same thing with our blue. We're going to sample this blue. And we're going to pull it in to around the center. I might have to darken it a little bit. But as you pull it in, it kind of figures itself out. And then you can take various shades of that to shade in your rock in various ways. Use this blue. And as you zoom out, it kind of looks a little bit better like that. And that's just the way that a lot of this works. And so as you desaturate your colors, as you harmonize them closer to the center of the color picker, all the greatest artists spend most of their time right here. Most of their colors you can pick out from right here exactly on X marks the spot. Very rarely do artists push into the sort of right side of the saturation matrix, grid, whatever. And when they do with intent. So one thing I always like to say is that saturation is a resource. It's a currency that you have to spend very wisely in your art. And you can't overspend it. If you overspend saturation as a currency, you are in trouble. So we could try and do more muted colors, do really well harmonized stuff, and then it kind of fits together a little bit easier that way as a map. It's not, basically it supports the tokens, because the tokens are a lot more saturation. There's a lot more bright colors and saturation in here that's going to make them pop out a little bit more. So that kind of works out. But we need a couple of things. So we need, I deleted this one unfortunately. We need the jungle. We need the back streets. We need the ruins. Well, there's more ruins now, so we're gonna call this the cellar. Cellar altar. Altair. Okay. Then we need. So this primarily is composed of the side quests. And you will choose a side quest if you so desire at the beginning of the game. So you have your side quests, and then you have your main story quest, your MSQ. And that is going to be composed of a couple of different maps. Honestly, I have a section that I'm considering cutting, and that's the city. The city streets might get cut. This section, I don't particularly like it in the adventure. So this, we're gonna asterisk star it, whatever. Because we may still destroy it. Then we have the island. And then we have the secret. Ruins. Now, the problem is, though, that I like the way a game works in that it has sort of like this type of adventure will have 3 acts, right? Or it'll be across 3 games. So ideally on game 1, you get your introduction, you get your MSQ, and then you get your side quest. Ooh, jeez. Game 2, you get your you finish side quests. You do the side quest. Why did I suddenly switch to lowercase? Do the side quest. Oh, here you also explore town. Forgot. Do the side quest and mess about. We're gonna say that's our official term. I want there to be stuff in the town that you can do, people you can talk to if you want to do shit. There you go. Game 3. You travel to MSQ. Complete MSQ. Now, this could be a game 4. You could, like, I want it to be no shorter, ideally, than 3 games, no longer, ideally, than 4. That's how long I want this adventure to take, people. So depending on how much time you want to spend around town. So the idea of having a city streets map in here, I kind of want to remove this encounter altogether. Because this encounter, to me, feels like a good introduction that a bad introduction to Horizon that the side quests performed. And so the city streets sort of encounter may replace the back streets encounter. So let's just say the MSQ will be your side quest. The island encounter and the sort of final boss encounter. So you'll have 3 distinct combats on a map. There'll be more combats on a off map, which I'm going to encourage DMs to do. You know, on the way to here, if you want to throw some wolves or some whatever at the party, go for it. Here's some ideas. Here's some stats. If you want to have some cool creatures from wherever. And this is kind of important, I think. Because it gives the game 3 distinct acts that I feel like there's a good progression. The side quest is a hurry up and wait scenario. The thing that I might be underestimating, though, that I'm worried about is how long it's going to take people to get through game 1. I don't think anyone could do this bit in 1 game unless they're super rock solid efficient at going through everything. Generally, I feel like when players enter a new town, they want to mess about, they want to talk to people, they want to learn the history, learn some lore, you know, talk to somebody from their dark past about their dramatic backstory in general. And I think that that's an important part of the game for a lot of people. Maybe older school D&D players will see that as a bit of a trimmable amount of time, and that's totally fine. Because in the whole exploration of the city, I never really write it in as there being a ton of stuff to do, but I do sort of give people a openness, an idea that there's a lot to do if they want it. And I think that that's something that I've always had every group take me up on. It's like when you describe there being a vibrant marketplace, generally people are inclined to explore, if that makes sense. And so you can't really just say casually, oh, by the way, it's a new bustling city of Horizon, so, you know, do what you will and adventure forth, young Pepega, and see the world. Ah, it's fine, screw it, we'll just do the side quest now. So I think that's, I don't know how long it's going to take. When I ran the Horizon adventure, for my players before I had written anything down. Between here, the introduction, and completing the MSQ, was 14 3-hour games. Oh no, sorry, it was 13. I don't know why I messed that up. I remember distinctly it was 13. It was 13 3-hour games. Now, the mistake that I made, I think, was the side quest took my players like 5 days. Because the side quest kept expanding. It was like investigate the pirates, which turned into uncover the rat trade, or the rat trade. And rats are orphans, so kind of child soldier type thing. Then befriend the rats. First, call them the kids, because that's rat's supposed to be a derogatory term. Befriend the kids. Uncover the corruption / investigate. Confront the pirates. So it just kept expanding. And this is partially my fault for making it a more complicated story, and partially my players' fault for consistently wanting to do one more thing. It's like, okay, what do you go down there. Hey, there's a bunch of pirates. They're doing some bad stuff. Well, what are they doing? Well, they're smuggling kids across the Shattered Sea to act as like sort of like child soldiers in their weird fucking pirate war. Oh, that's pretty bad, man. We should save them kids. Oh yeah, well, we should talk to the guard captain about it. The guard captain has a lot of insights on it, because the guard captain sort of knows that the rats, the kids that aren't the non-pirate abducted rats, have their own sort of criminal underbelly ring in the city, and the guard captain lets it go for some reason. Why is that? Oh, I don't know. Upon further investigation, we find out that the guard captain himself used to be a rat that was freed in a very big adventure paladinly thingy, and now he tries to sort of be a little sympathetic to the kids, and they're, you know, somewhat he lets the small fish go, more or less, in the city, and doesn't punish them. All right, well, now we need to go. We need to confront the pirates. Oh no, wait, we need to talk to the kids first to get as much information about the pirates. Well, they go to the kids, but the kids don't want to talk to them because they're, you know, they don't trust anybody. Certainly not adults. So now we need to gain their trust. Okay, they gain their trust of the kids. Then they got to figure out, well, why is this whole thing allowed to go? Oh no, there's like a connection between the pirates and the Archaeological Society. Okay, well, I guess now we need to go to the Archaeological Society and figure out, oh, they're bad people, but why are they bad people? Let's figure that out. Let's spend an entire day investigating and preparing and whatever. Oh no, it's time to finally go confront the pirates. They sail across to where the pirate ship is sort of like anchored, air quotes, outside of Horizon, and they go across on the ship, and they liberate the kids that are there, kill all the pirates, throw them overboard, yoink the sky shard, sink the fucking pirate ship, and then they've saved the day. And so I was expecting the quest to be this part and this part to be one day. But I guess the story just had too many layers, and I made it too many layers. It needs to be more simplistic. It's like, why are we killing the pirates? Well, they're smuggling. What are they smuggling? Weapons. That's bad. We don't like that. Okay, who are they smuggling weapons for? Don't know. Doesn't matter. Why do they smuggle the weapons? They're making money. Right? Like, it needs to be a lot more simplistic than I wanted. I wanted this. The reason why the pirates were sort of to be investigated was because they were doing this thing that has to do with another character's backstory and whatnot. And I realized that doesn't work. It needs to be a whole lot more simple. It needs to be the city of Horizon has been formed with a new city or a new town or new port popping up. Obviously, it's been on the radar of a lot of people. It's gained a lot of attention and a lot of notoriety from individuals, you know, all across the Shattered Sea. The young ruler Luna Airlace is thought to be naive and unable to police a port, so it's a sort of a ring of piracy and smuggling has kind of taken up root in her underbelly, in the lower levels of the Under Harbor, in the industrial area. She's sort of set up for larger trade, and she knows about it. She's not stupid, but her town guard is stretched very thin, and they're not well equipped to go up against pirates. They're good for keeping the peace in marketplaces, but not for actually kicking out pirates. So she wants you to go down there and clear them out. Easy. Easy. You go to the tavern, you tell them to get the fuck out. You tell them to shove off, hoist anchor, and sail away from Horizon, evil pirates. And when they say no thank you and they draw cutlass, then you paint the walls pirate and then go back up and collect your reward from the town guard. Easy. Done. Done. You know? So that was a big component of it. And then the actual, like, maybe this is a my players issue, maybe this is a D&D issue, maybe this was a me as a DM issue. I don't actually know where the problem stemmed from, but I'm going to assume it's a mixture of all three, because then I can take responsibility for some of it. My players consistently wanted to know why everything was happening. And so they asked questions and investigated and wanted to talk to everybody and, you know, wanted to play detective every time there was a problem. So it was very difficult for that group for me to say, Luna says that you need to have a good reason for being in town as to avoid suspicion. So why don't you take a side quest somewhere? Take a quest from the Adventurers Guild, complete it or don't. It's up to you. But then you're like seen at the Adventurers Guild. Like why is this party come to Horizon? Is it because you're there to help Luna? No, it's because you've come to just, you know, find your fortune in Horizon like many other adventurers. So you go to the Adventurers Guild. You look at the quest board. You take a quest. Great. She needs you to wait a couple days for her contact to get his stuff together so you can go to the ruins to do the investigation that she has asked you to do, the reason why you're here at Horizon. And so you can take one of these easy quests. And so it's supposed to be something very straightforward. The town guard captain is short-staffed and would like you to excommunicate pirates. The local village has dug into a cavern of abyssals. The local hunters are unable to hunt game in the jungle because some sort of large predatory beast took up residence. And it's supposed to be very straightforward side questing, right? But the problem is my players wanted to know. It's like, so like for instance, they investigated all three of the quests, and they're like, well, why is the beast in the jungle? And they go talk to like sort of the one of the people that's like in charge of like hunting and stuff and like, you know, procuring food for because the whole town's new, right? They talk to them and they're like, so I understand there's a beast in the jungle that needs putting down. He's like, yep. It's this predator. It comes into it flew into the jungle. It's killing all of our game. It's leaving it out to rot. It's spoiling it for us. We can't hunt in the jungle because it killed 2 of our hunters. So we need adventurers to go in there. Here's where we think it is. Go take it down. And my party was like, but what's its motivation? Did it perhaps get kicked out of its part of the jungle by an evil group of like maybe a lich? So do we need to go to some other island to then like dispatch the lich so the beast will peacefully go back home? What if the hunters were the ones that engaged the beast? Didn't druids recently seed the island with life? What if this is some sort of mistake by a druid, some evil plot? Do we need to uncover the druids? Where was the druid conclave that birthed life into this island a year ago? We should go on a trip to Grand Crest and interview the druids. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, is this supposed to be like your game 1 introductory dumb little fun side quest to roll some dice while you're killing time? People didn't have to take the quest though. I specifically write it in the adventure. I say Luna gives them this quest as a she wants you to basically make your presence known in town as you are there for some reason other than to meet with her. as to avoid raising suspicion. She suggests you think about taking a Quest Adventures Guild, but if your players have some other business they want to tend to in town, and some other way they can sort of meet this goal, absolutely have at it. So like the problem is the side quest wasn't supposed to take that long to think about, and it took the group 5 days, so I had to really crunch that quest down and really wring it out until it was just, you know, the bare bones of pirates in the Under Harbor, go kill them, you know? Side quest poggers, what's up, Dave? How's it going, bro? You have ended the statement, add the problem is my players. I could have. And this is the issue. I only play tested that quest with one group, but I realized that it was an issue. I realized it was a problem. So the side quests have to be very simple. And they're also kind of just to add a little bit of meat to the adventure. The real adventure, you could skip you can skip that thing entirely, I think. If you're running Horizon, you are stripped for time. You have like, let's say you have a one single D&D day, you know, one shot with your friends, or you're running the game at Gen Con or whatever, and you've got you've got a group of players for 6 hours that want to efficiently progress through the quest. You could omit that entirely. You could speed run their way into Horizon, speed run the introduction to Luna. She says, "Yep, get on the boat, go with so and so, and you know, investigate the ruins," and that's enough. The side quests is really just a thing that I like to do, where I like to add a little bit of kind of like this is a level 1 adventure, and I like my level 1 adventures to start with a bit of a mundane quest. You know what I mean? Unless it's very specifically and thematically placing them into a narrative, which I actually prefer starting games now that way. I prefer saying to my players, okay, you are a group of order members from the Growlhammer, but that requires more restrictions, and I actually think it's better for D&D games, in my opinion. I've had more success by putting restrictions on the players for character creation, saying like, you're a member of the Growlhammer, so you have to be aligned with the Growlhammer. I recommend you play fighters, clerics, paladins, or rangers. If you're playing any sort of other caster, you need to have a good reason as to why you are a member of this paladin and cleric, whatever divine order, which players can then figure out their story and they mush it in. It's like, it's a very focused game. It feels more like a good Star Wars TV show as identity. The game immediately starts with identity. And a lot of people are like, oh no, but I want my Baldur's Gate 3 tab that has a dramatic backstory to fit into your game, which is fine, but it's a bit of a different vibe. And I really have liked the idea of starting with a specific premise with the game recently. But if I'm starting a game that's as general as possible, you're just a group of adventurers from all across the world, who knows what your backstory is, you've come together for this goal. I like to start those games with something somewhat mundane. Not because it's boring, but when I say mundane, but I mean it's classical. It's classical. It has this vibe that I think a lot of D&D players love. You can shit talk starting in the tavern all you want, but I think a lot of D&D players, including myself, have a certain level of affection for it. You like the first thing you go do is to slay some goblins or to kill a kobold or like, you know, undress a lich or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? So that's why I wanted to start with as an option, with you to have 3 side quests as an option for this game to start. But that means that I need 3 individual maps for it. So we need the 3 maps for the side quest, and then I'm pretty sure that, yeah, you know what, fuck it, I'm scratching the city encounter altogether. So we're gonna have 3 acts: Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. And ideally this will be across 3 games, 4 games if your players like to yap. I think that's the best way of doing it. And that way I only need to make 5 maps. I need to make 5 hand-painted maps, and that seems doable because we're already on 5 maps, 6 items, 6, yeah. There's, how many tokens are there? This has 1 token, this has 3 tokens, so we're at 4 tokens, this had 2 tokens, so 6 tokens, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're at 10 tokens. And then like 20-ish sketches. And maybe 2 paintings. That all seems like a lot for a free published adventure, but the whole point of Horizon is to be a proof of concept for the Kickstarter, to show what an adventure looks like when I have no funding support versus what it can look like when I have actual funding support. So I need to make sure that Horizon's a good example of it. It's a hard time writing a true one-shot. It always turns into like something that needs to have at least 3 more sessions. Yeah, when I use the term one-shot, I usually I usually like mean a 3-game one shot. You know what I mean? Yeah, Rangers need bows. What's this shit that the kiddies make me draw for a Drake Warden? We tried using 5-room dungeon method for writing one shot. It doesn't have to be a dungeon, but it's really good framework. A 5-room, is that like the sort of the essay writing style sort of formula? Because I'm familiar, but not, or wait, how do I word that? I know of it, but I'm not familiar. I'm familiar, but I'm not. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not entirely sure as to what it compiles. Who's running the adventure with you? I'm writing myself. Yeah, so I've actually finished all the writing. The writing is done. I finally finished writing the adventure. It's completely done. It needs to be edited, obviously. It's probably trash, but I need to walk away from it for probably 2 weeks before I can come back to it and properly edit it, because you know, like, writing's still not something that I'm good at. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I am. Who knows? Maybe people will be like, "Oh, this is fine, Evan." But I don't think it's up to standard, because my editing and my general, like, sort of the technical side of writing is not something I've ever really practiced all that much. So I don't know how bad it is, but I need to find somebody probably to help me edit it. But the adventure is written, it's done, and then I need to make all the art for it now, so I can kind of package it up into a Google Drive and post on the Discord for people who want to play it. And send you template? Yeah, please do. I'm curious. Don't be too perfect without funding. They'll wonder why you need funding at all. That's a good point, but I think that, like, the idea I want, Rhino, is if I say, so Horizon is the level 1 to 3 adventure. It's the introduction for Eldara, and it's free. And it has 5 maps, 6 items, 10 tokens, 20 sketches, 2 paintings. The whole thing I'm going to say on Kickstarter is like, and it's like 3 games. Let's just say 3 to 4 games. For the Kickstarter version, it'll be the 3 to 6 adventure, which will be ideally 10 to 15 games, and it'll have like 10 maps, like 20 items. But when I say items, I mean designed items that also have art and item cards for them. So it's not just like, oh, I make up 20 items. Like, who cares? That takes you 20 minutes. But like making art for all of them. It has like 50 tokens. It has like 100 sketches. It has like 5 big paintings. So I don't want to sort of like mute the quality or blunt the adventure for the free version. This is, to me, I want people to be introduced to the world. I've been working on Eldara for a while, Rhino, since I started streaming. It's what I do when I'm streaming, when I'm not doing commissions. Is I'm working on Eldara. And I want people to actually be able to play in the world now, because it's a great way to build investment. Why do you care about the world building I'm doing, or the concept art or whatever? And I ask myself why anybody should care. And I think that if it's a D&D world that you can't play in, that's a very good criticism of like, well, who gives a shit if you're making a D&D world? Like, everybody has a D&D world. Why is yours important? And I want to make mine to eventually in, like, you know, 5 to or nah, let's be more ambitious. In 2 to 5 years, I want to have like a big Kickstarter for 3 books. The Eldara campaign guide, the Eldara art book, and another substantial adventure. And this is the project I'm building towards. So right now, with my small size and everything, I'm trying to create a little bit of investment so that when I say, hey, I'm going to make a new area within the world, you give a shit, because it's not like, oh, that's a cool idea for D&D. No, you have a character that you've played the game with, that's your character in Eldara. You've picked an Eldara specific race, maybe an Eldara specific class like an Astral Sage or an Astral Knight, and you've played through the adventure and you've been in the world. So when I say here's a new thing we're working on, it's not just a conceptual idea, it's something tangible that the people care about. So the Horizon adventure, I want it to be at the level of quality that I'm going to be able to produce stuff down the road for. It's just the quantity of it's going to be a very small contained thing. 3 to 4 games, couple side quests, whatever. The first like Kickstarter adventure, it's like, this is what I did in half a year with no funding. This, imagine what I could do in half a year with funding. And basically it'd be like, this would be like, the Kickstarter would need to be paying for my commission slots for 3 or so months. So it's not a huge, it'd probably be like a $3,000 goal. I think that's still pretty substantial. For a nobody my size, that's a substantial goal. I don't technically write campaigns. And players joke I've forgotten real world history and geography to house on my D&D. I mean, that happens, right? It happens with me with Star Wars lore. I don't know why. If you want someone to read it over, editing an extra set of eyes, happy to take a look for you. Dave, that would mean the world to me, honestly. Like seriously. I will in the next couple of weeks. If you are okay and you have the time for it, I would very much appreciate you taking a look at it for me. I'm gonna need all of my friends and peers that I trust and respect to help me polish off the grime of this. So when I release the Horizon adventure, it's gonna come out this summer. I'm gonna release the adventure in, I'm gonna say beta, and it's gonna be all like whatever that means, like work in progress. And I'm gonna ask people in Discord to play test it. I'm gonna ask other DMs that I respect and my friends, like you and Phoenix and I was gonna say Faye, but then I realized I said respect, so you know what I mean. I would ask you guys if you wouldn't mind taking a look over it or whatever. And then I want to play the adventure on stream one day with some friends too. That'd be kind of fun, is taking a bunch of people and rolling through the adventure on stream, make it a big event and stuff. Because I want the adventure to basically be finished. Like, timeline wise, I would love the beta to be released like sub 30 days. And the beta will have most of this finished. It needs to have, I think, it needs to have the maps, or at least, it needs to at least have these 2 maps and one of these maps. So I need 3 of the 5 maps completed. The items I don't have to do, but they're very easy to do. The tokens are very easy to do. The sketches that are like, okay, what's the sketch? When I say there's 20 sketches, the sketches for me is going to be something like, when you go fight the jungle monster here, I want to have a cool sketch of the jungle monster like crawling through the trees, so that you can show your players. Because for me, art is the primary way I do storytelling in my D&D game. Maybe not primary. I think I talk a lot more than I show art. But for me, art is those big, impactful moments when I say that the dragon rises up out of the lava and you can see like molten rock dripping off of its wings and stuff. My players are like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then I get a piece of art and they're like, oh shit. And I love that moment. So it's gonna be stuff like that. It's also gonna be stuff like when I say, okay, you go talk to Luna Aerolace, and the first thing you notice from across the room is her big bright smile, and here's what she looks like. And then I bust out a portrait of Luna Aerolace, right? That to me is very important as part of the quality of the adventure, and maybe one of the unique things that I am able to provide as an artist that also is going to be writing this D&D thing. So those sketches, though, these are not required for the beta testing, because I can tell you to use your imagination a little bit. The items aren't really required either, because they're loot rewards that are kind of fun, but ultimately don't change whether or not the game works. I think the maps and the tokens, these need to happen during this period of time before I can release the beta. Then people can actually get into the Discord. They can play through it, read through it, see if it's good, tell me why it's bad, improve it with me, help me out. And then ideally, the adventure's done sometime in the fall of 2024, and it'd be really fucking cool if the Kickstarter could be in late fall / early winter. So, but I don't know how long it's going to take. But Horizon needs to be proof of concept, so that when I go to Kickstarter, I can say to people, this is the project you're backing, this is what you're supporting. If you want to see what previous work, here's the free thing on Horizon. It's in Discord. Go download it. Have at her. You know, and then I'll also include like a physical version of the Kickstarter. I'm gonna be making about 5 physical copies of Horizon. And what that's going to be is it'll be the item cards in card form that I print off to my Patreons every month. The maps, I don't know how I'll handle the maps. They'll probably be just like pages. And then a little book, a little like bound book with the Realms of Eldara Horizon. And then all the sketches will be in little, probably like 5x7 cards. And then there'll be 2 13x19 like painting prints. So there will be a physical version of it. It'll be cool, and I'm not going to make a lot of them, but I know there's a couple of people who have said, hey, I know Horizon's a free adventure, but I would really like to think about a physical copy. So I want to make like a limited edition, dumb, cool thing for myself that I think is fun. But are you past Gen Con? I'm all eyes? Absolutely, man. It's going to be a while, but like, legitimately, I appreciate that, and you know, once Gen Con's all calm down, and like once your blood pressure and your heart rate lowers after the electrifying experience of placing your naked flesh on Dag's cheek and feeling that Australian goodness, I assume you need a couple weeks for that. So once you're recovered from that experience, then yeah, I'd fucking love it if you took a look at it. So that's the plan. This is officially the plan. Monka. Meaning, the first problem I have is the maps, because I can make tokens. I can make the 10 tokens. If I know what I'm doing, I can make these 10 tokens in one day. I'm super fast at making tokens now. It's gonna be dope. The sketches are a little bit harder. They're a little more in depth. The sketches are, depending on like not all sketches will take the same amount of time, but I'm gonna average each sketch out at 2 hours. So that's a full work week. Like that's a 40-hour project. What I can do is format them all in vertical and farm TikToks after all of them. That's what I can do. The paintings, these are more substantial. I have no idea how much these are going to take, but these are probably 10 to 15 hour each. So I might only do one title painting. I don't know. We're going to set 1 to 2 paintings, because there's one title painting I really want to do, and then another painting I kind of want to do at the end that would be cool, but maybe isn't necessary. I think the title cover painting might be enough. As well as with Horizon, there is another sort of complication here. With Horizon, I was planning on adding also the supplement of the Astral Sage. The Astral Sage class. And so that's gonna be one class, one spell list, which I'm keeping as separate things because they are kind of separate. Two major sketches, and this will be the like sort of main. This will be like the loading screen, sort of like male female kind of like Astral Sage You know, when you go into a game and there's like new like a character selection screen and you pick like which job or class you want or whatever. So that's when I see my 2 major sketches. And then probably like maybe 6 minor sketches, like you would find in a PHP or whatever. So I did want the Astral Sage class to release with Horizon. It doesn't have to release for the beta. The problem is that I took the bait and I ended up doing the Astral Knight first. The Astral Knight is not going to come out until the main one comes out. The Astral Knight will release in beta at some point in time. That with this, Jesus Christ, full release. And that is full of, you know, again, 2 major sketches, 1 class, 1 spell list, you know, 6 minor sketches, whatever. This is mostly done though, which is kind of unfortunate that this is mostly done and I've barely started this one, because Ella baited me into making the knight first because she wanted to play it in our D&D game. So that's kind of that does add more work to the full release of Horizon, but it's not necessarily set in stone. We do have a plan, Busy. I don't know, Busy. What do you think on first glance of the plan? I assume this is yeah, I assume this is all legible and understandable and easily decipherable to you, since you just came in, you know, a couple minutes ago or whatever. Also, I'd be happy to do a review, but you don't really know me yet. Well, Rhino, I would appreciate that. I mean, I will be releasing, there's a channel in Discord called the Eldara Development Moot. Where is it? Right here. The Eldara Development Moot. And within the Eldara Development Moot is where I'm posting this, like right now, the Dev Moot has the current version of the Astral Knight in it.
This plan appears be planned. Good job.
Thank you, Dirty. I appreciate it. How you doing, buddy? What's up? How you doing, man? What's good? So yeah, so you can see like stuff in the red is like still heavy development. Stuff in black is like mostly finished. Stuff that's encrypted is a meme, and only 1 person has actually broken the encryption on any of the encrypted abilities, and they snorted heavily. But they did, in fact. I don't know if the mods tried to, they couldn't, they didn't know what was going on. But actually, somebody did, and they thought that this block of text was very humorous. So, anyway, yeah. So I'll be dropping it in there, making a big deal when the adventure's done. So I would appreciate any feedback that anyone has. I mean, like, it doesn't matter if like I'm very well aware of, like, familiar with your DM style or whatever. I think that if I'm trying to make a adventure that is useful for the largest number of D&D players out there, I need to make sure that the opinions of anyone, even those who I don't necessarily align with on D&D, is something I take very seriously. So yeah, I mean, colors like this, like sort of maps like this could work really well, right? I mean, they're pretty easy. They're pretty, like, this is not super in depth or anything. It's very, like, very light, very kind of watercolory. It's very loose, and I really do think that this is kind of the way that if I made the maps like this and then had one maybe ultra FU painted map, it's probably good enough. More plan than I've ever been capable of, man. Proud. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. The next issue is the to-do list. Why is my phone watch buzzing at me? Oh, okay. I see. Text family group chat. I was like, wait, who the fuck is this? Is texting me? I don't get texted. What the shit? Get the fuck out of here. It's the only people that do text me. Ah, God. Okay. I suppose the next step is just to like make some maps and just try it out, you know? What's going to be complicated though for me is finding a size that works. So, for instance, if I were to make a grid, we're going to make a grid. We're going to make a grid the ghetto way here, okay? It's not going to be a great way of doing it, but we're going to do it. Where are my numbers? The fuck? Normally when you have your ruler up, what? Plus Photoshop. Plus show ruler. Because that's not going to work. I mean, that is going to work. Obviously, I don't want to do that. You can make, okay, I know there's easy ways to make grid in Photoshop, but I want to use the pencil tool that I use. But normally when you mouse over your grid, it shows the exact number, so you don't need to eyeball it. Like on the ruler. And it's not now. I don't know how, hold on. Photoshop, how to show number on ruler. View ruler, change your Photoshops. No. Oh, is it with guide? Oh, you have to do it with guides. Oh, okay, that's why. Oh, that's annoying. It's fine. Once we make one grid, we literally need to never do it ever again. And I think I can cheaty pants it. Pretty sure I can cheaty pants it. We're going to see how easy it is to cheaty pants. Nope. We're going to have to make every... Oh, fuck. Okay, whatever. Guide setting stream. You could just make a graph like this, I guess, and it wouldn't be properly aligned, though, with the pencil tool. So we'll do our best here. But I think that that's a solid plan, realistically. Now the fear is that I spend all this time making the Horizon Adventure and nobody plays it. But I have to risk that. Because the thing is, once the adventure's done, it's like... It's sort of evergreen in that sense, you know? People can play it, take it or leave it if they want. We're halfway through. I should be able to just copy all these down. Yeah. View guides. Clear guides. Okay. We've got our grid one way. Do our grid the next way. halfway, and then we're Gucci. And then we're making a map. What's good, Dognus? Dognus, you got here just as we finished the plan. The plan for art and other things for Horizon. Because Horizon is officially written. It is officially written. It's done. It's on paper. It's not edited, but, you know, who cares about that? Editing's for nerds, right? Which means that today we're going to try a little experiment. We're going to try some map making. Figure out a style that works. Are we on? You forgot one? No, we didn't. Okay. Move it over about 1 inch. There we go. All right. View, guides, clear guides. Oh, what? There's just 2 missing. What the fuck? Two missing guides? Wait, what? 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 How'd that happen? How'd I miss 2? I'm confused. Yeah, what? I don't get it. Okay, there's 1 and 2. All right, now we have our map grid. That's way bigger than I needed. I just realized 25 by 18 is way larger than I need. But that's okay, because we have a grid. So now what we can do is we can make sketch layers where we sketch out the basic battlefield on each map. And then we put our hot tokens on there. Actually, let me grab a token or two real quick. Token. Where's some good ones? Where's some good tokens? What kind of tokens do we like? Let's do some of our hero tokens. I really like them. Let's do this one. This one. Let's do this one and this one. And they're going to be quite large here, but that's okay. I have to scale them all down to fit in a single square. Are my tokens too large? Yeah. Do I regret anything? No. I make them very high res for a reason. So you can scale them up as much as you like. Is it a wasted effort? Some might say yes. Do I say yes? Absolutely. Does anyone appreciate when the tokens are this well thought out? No. Not a single person does, actually. But again... And let's do our dragon token so we have a good example. Where is the dragon? The black dragon. Let's do the astral version. The cosmic black. What a banger token, dude. I'm telling you, man. How big is a dragon? Is this too big for a dragon? Let's make the dragon a little smaller. Let's make our dragon that big. All right. We're going to put these in a folder group and call it tokens. So we can move stuff around the map and know elf, caster, monk, monka, wizard, and ass or gat. Trill Sage. Dagrond. Okay. So now we can actually really test this out. But I don't think every map needs to be this big. Thorksbane? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened? In-game units, that's 135 by 90. Very good in counter range for both. The mix both range attacks and closing to melee. I usually do a 25 by 18 or a 30 by 20 map for my own stuff. So yeah, I feel like that. I also don't need to make all my maps this big. Like I can make, for instance, we could do a new map. We can call our new map. Ooh, we can call our new map. Which one should we do first? Let's do our cavern or our cellar runes, for instance. So the cellar runes can be something easy, like where's our midpoint? Midpoint's right there, so this is the cellar. Cell R. And it can have a little tunnel that breaks open into the actual cavern, which can look something like this. And so we don't have to use this entire space every time, right? And then what you could always do is say that there's like a trap or something in there, and then we leave space out there to have like in the pit, the trap pit that you're in. We have this like space, so if you have the map hidden, you can like have someone fall in the trap pit and then reveal this section of the map to your players. It's also going to be easy for dynamic lighting or for covering things up. If you're doing a physical map, you can have just like a piece of paper or card or whatever over the corners. So we'll put some, we'll do things like that, like have special rooms or whatever in there. For a full map, I mean, how wide is that? This should be wide enough, I think. Yeah, maybe we'll use our space, more of our space here. It's about doing the outside of the corner or square that you want to do, because we want your players to be able to find their way into. Cool. And then we have our big altar. It's going to be about 5 by 10. Our altair, sorry, with some candles and shit on it or whatever. And then we have our big, like, rune stones around that provide some cover. things like that. I need to figure out how to do like isometrically almost. Maps are super weird because tokens you obviously do them like more isometric. Maps, I don't know if it is better to do them more or less. I think it's better to do them less even. And then you have some large rocks and boulders. And maybe like the sunken bit of a ring around there. And there needs to be some sort of color coding or whatever that denotes, I think, like you can see across this, but you can like duck and cover behind it kind of thing. I don't know. Let's figure out how people like want to do it or like to do it. And then some stuff on the ground that you can sort of like climb over or whatever. And just be 2 big rune stones, I think, on either end of it. And yeah, so we can build maps up like that, and then I just need to figure out how to find a sketch style that works for the map without being too obnoxious. Ah, shit. That's the Monk's Mill name in the folder. It makes me chuckle every time. I think that was Rammus's request. I don't remember. I don't know. What is your name? Is an NPC? Ooh. That's one thing I'm going to do for the Kickstarters. I'm going to let people build NPCs into the towns. They can have their own official, like, character or whatever. But I don't know if people will ask for dumb stuff. I want to be a tabaxi. There's no tabaxi in Eldara, sorry. But I want to be a tabaxi. Sorry, man, you have to take your weird furry shit to a different game. Yeah. You have to word it very carefully. You have to say, like, work with me to make something. But obviously, you can select from the races and classes available in Eldara to build your character inspired by whatever idea you have. Some along those lines. Ugh. Oh, wait, battle map. Let me make it for you. I'll send you... Wait, if you send... I'll make it quick for you. Wait, a battle map? No, they have to be hand painted and hand drawn. Miniko, I'm not using any software for them. I appreciate that, dude. That's very kind of you to offer. But I'm not going to be using any sort of like software or whatever. I think that's kind of. I think people would expect from me to have a hand painted map, so I have to draw it out all by hand. Can't use any software. Nothing like that. I have to draw it all out by hand. The people want and demand that everything that I make is hand painted, hand drawn, hand whatevered. So I do wish I could use one of the Chitty Pants software like Incarnate or whatever the battle map software there is out there, but nope, I have to do it by hand, unfortunately, in Photoshop. We'll do little bricks and stuff. And then little patches of rubble. And maybe a shrubbery. Yeah, maybe a shrubbery. Have to? That's what I said. Would you mind if I gave it a try just for fun? I mean, if you want, sure. Yep, it's expected. When you're an artist, you can't Chitty Pants. No incarnates, nothing like that. So yeah, so we can plan the maps out like this, and then find kind of a sketch style. I think there's lots of like custom battle maps that have these sort of like half line work, half painted, sort of in between maps. I think the greatest battle maps out there are all like painted out, but those are, of course, you know, like expensive Patreon whatever things that for a free adventure I don't think it's within the scope. Oops, I lost my, there we go. I don't think it's within the scope. City maps will be a challenge for me, but I really want to tackle one time. I think for a city map you reuse resources a lot. Like you make a couple of roofs. You like almost like make a map pack, you know? Also, rare question, what stat do I need to multi-class into Ranger? I don't know, like Rangers, the way they've changed Rangers around for the new, like 5e plus 6th edition, D&D 1 next edition, whatever, seems like Rangers are kind of an afterthought for Wizards, so I don't know what Rangers are going to look like in, you know, 4 months. What's good, Nix? How's it going? Good to see you. Member of 2 groups, Magic Inquisitor, maybe allowing divine magic in the group, or 2, a set of 4 clans monks. Ooh. Thorkin always felt like a barbarian, like just a giant hulking man in steel to me. I think these maps are cool, the more isometric ones. Do they work for D&D? I mean, I guess you make it work, right? Like, you know what you do? You make your... Oh, yeah, that totally does have an isometric grid. Maybe that would be the way to do the battle maps. That'd be kind of fun. Use a fully isometric grid. Ooh. Like, that's kind of cute. I'll be honest. But I think most people would, like, recognize this sort of style. Oh, yeah, look at that. So this map has a ton of, like, hatching and stuff in it. Doesn't have to be super complicated. Doesn't have like any kind of like massive color theory, massive painting layers, textures, whatever. It's kind of just like a colorized line sketch or hatching sketch, you know? So you're in Cleric Ranger? I don't know. Are you primary so your primary cleric multi-classing into Ranger? What's in Ranger that you want for your cleric? Wouldn't you want to not be in Steel as a barbarian? Oh yeah, no. Thorkin is we're talking D&D classes here. I'm talking about archetypes. Thorkin is a big hulking steel-clad barbarian. Real barbarians, like Diablo 2 barbarians with giant hulking steel pauldrons. Fucking Conan ass looking mofos out in the desert with just bare chest, giant axe, and just like a big like pig's head iron fucking arm piece or whatever. Yeah, fuck D&D rules, man. Can't wear armor as a barbarian? Nah. It's like the meme, the show me the real barbarian. I said the real barbarian. That's what I feel about it. Yeah, people will ask me to do like I had one person ask for they like asked for a commission for a barbarian. They're like, hey, I want a barbarian. I'm like, gotcha. What kind of vibes do you like? And they gave me all these things they like, and Diablo Barbarian was on there. And so I did this barbarian that was like half armored, bare chest, bare quads, you know, every aesthetic muscle you could show off was being showed off, and then armor to frame it. And they're like, this is so dope, man. God, what is this amazing sketch? And they took it to their DM, and their DM was just like, actually, your character cannot be wearing armor. And he's like, oh no, it's just visual, it's fine. And the DM just like totally went glasses adjusting neck beard on their character's art. Like, Jesus, man. Holy. Client was happy though, so. It would be nice also to have some like paintings and pictures of areas that don't require maps like this, but man, city streets are a pain in the ass. Like big perspective pieces like this are actually a full-on pain in the ass to do for me, but it'd be nice to have a couple of them. Like imagine that you have, because I think about when you what do you have up on screen when your players are playing and you're using a VTT? And for me, it's always the world map, but I would like there to be like village or city artwork. So your players kind of catch a vibe of the place they're in when they enter new town or new village or whatever. Sort of like, maybe I think about like loading screen artwork, you know? Ellen songs are like turning fists into stone or shaping water into blades and stuff like that. I don't think a player in my game has played a monk in so long. I don't even remember how 5e monks work, man. I don't even want to know. I'll have a player that roll like 18 dice, tell me they punch a guy like 36 times in his groin and one-shot him, and I'm like, okay, cool. Sure, man, you tell me. The more simplistic styles, I think, do better for this sort of line we're catching. The fully painted ones, like, this is too much texture in it. This is a mistake. This is like what a lot of those programs use. The map maker programs, they'll use textures, and I think they'll use them poorly. Like this cobblestone texture, I don't know if it shows up on stream really well, but on my screen, it looks way too busy. Same thing with like this. This is way too busy. You can't have that much visual information in like your streets. You have to sort of allude to the texture. Sort of like this, but like this is still a little bit much. Where's a good example? This is a decent example, but of course the bricks are all grid sized, so, which is a good way of doing it, honestly. There was a dungeon map pack that I made custom dungeons out of for a long time that had that. It was all grid based, but it was based off of the stones were all roughly grid sized. So although you break a little bit of immersion by doing that instead of something like this where you, oh, actually that's pretty good. See how there's like highlighted areas of texture and then it kind of fades away? That's a great way of doing it because you're not overwhelming the viewer with information. You have enough information on there to show that yes, this is a cobblestone street or like flagstones outside of buildings, but it's not so brutally designed. This is pretty good too, actually. It's not the greatest, but like this is not good. But this is a very clearly to me a something made in a software. I think I'd almost guarantee that's not hand painted. You know, that's decent. It's got to like the grass and shrubberies and stuff aren't like overly textured. I think that's what you have to do. But the roof is like has way too much visual clutter on it. But that's okay because it's like only a couple of areas. So not that I'm necessarily critiquing the artists or whatever. Oh, great example of a roof. Hold on. Great example of a roof. Yep. Yep. This is what you want. So, like I said, the texture needs to sort of imply what you're looking at without actually, like, it's so mind-blowing to me that this isn't taught in art school as like a fundamental lesson. You sort of have to learn it yourself. That making art is not about drawing what you see. It's about drawing enough that the human brain fills in the rest of the details. It's so incredible to me that artists don't figure that out until later on. Like non-formally educated artists. And formally educated artists usually figure it out so late into their formal education they could have saved themselves fucking years. So this by example is like your mind and fills in the rest of the texture of what's actually going on in the rooftops. You don't have to draw every single fucking hair on a person's head. And when you do, it's like weird and doesn't really work unless you're doing something super zoomed in. And then no, you want to draw enough texture on something that your brain knows what it's looking at and it fills in the rest of the gaps. So yeah, it's a great example. And then doing city streets would be easy like that too, I think. Boom Soccer goes so good with Death Cleric. I'm also a Deafier. Is that the vampire dude? My husband has access to every says Peku map and picture and still uses the city maps as the default. Yeah, those are really nice. I mean, like, that's the thing. I don't think I could produce 5 of those for a free adventure. You know what I mean? That's a telltale of a software made one. Yeah, the over detail, 100%. Two Tabletop's one of my favorites. Is that what we were? Oh, that is what we're looking at. 2 Minute Tabletop. Who or what is 2 Minute? Is this a creator I should study then for making maps? Aspiring artist and dungeon master, and I hand draw fantasy battle maps, assets, tokens, town maps, etc. Designed for print. Roll 20 other virtual tabletops. Like me. That's cool. Yeah, that's rad. These are cool. I think this is the extent of what I can kind of expect for battle maps for myself. So that's cool. How big's the Patreon? Wow, dude, 9K. Yo. That's big. All right, attaboy. What do you get for four maps per month? Damn. An asset pack build for each map. That's cool. Good on him, bro. I'd say that once you have 9K Patreon members, you're probably allowed to call yourself a real artist. I think I officially give him permission to remove the word aspiring. Any less than 8K, and I'd say keep that up there. But at 9K, I officially, as an artist, I bestow 2 Minute Tabletop the rank of real artist. I officially bestow them. Yeah, you have less than 8K Patreon members, you're aspiring. I'm sorry, but 9K, you're Gucci, homie. He's gonna want to follow on Patreon for like 5 years. That's amazing, dude. Thinking bulky human who wears no sleeves could pass as a jovial blacksmith if they were wearing the right equipment. Not a Death Knight. Not a giant undead orcish Death Knight. Okay, so what maps do we actually need? We need our... Let's go back to the plan real quick. Let's remove the grid. Unhide that. Hide that. Hide the tokens. So, 5 maps. I'm going to make the priority the ruins at the end. So our... What the fuck? There we go. The secret ruins. I'm going to make this a priority. I'm going to make this a priority. And I'm going to make this a priority. Because I am not going to probably have these 2 maps ready in time for the beta test. The items I probably won't have the art for either, but I'm going to make the tokens a priority for the 3 maps that I need. So I'll probably make like 6 tokens priority. And then we don't need these. The sketches are not required for the beta. I think the sketches are always nice, but they're not necessary. Obviously, I think that they're a massive, important part of the process, but it's not super necessary. Wait, does my man at 2 Minute do grids? Do people want grids? It looks like no. It looks like people don't want the grids on the map. But you can sort of set the grid up yourself. I see a lot of these hand-painted maps without grids. Some with, though. See, this is confusing. Do you guys want the maps with the grid already on them, or do you want it overlaid? There's 2 versions of each pack. Okay, that's easy. That's super easy then. Because yeah, the grid one will be good for well, I don't know, because for me the grid, if ever I use a pre-made battle map, I just line the grid up with the one that's on Roll20 or whatever, and it's all Gucci. It works out. You know? I guess I do 2 versions. And then for the print version, I'll do... Yeah. Yeah, for the print version. Okay. because a lot of these don't have grids, and that's fine. It's just implied that, like, I'm guessing that's a single square. That's a single square, so there's like two. There's a 2x2 right there, and then... Oh no, that's gonna be larger because that's a 3x3. Sorry, I didn't notice the shadow. Okay, I see it. Yeah. So you can do both versions, and then I'm sure people can figure it out depending on what they want, if they want the grid or not. These are real big though, hey? I am seeing a lot of square maps though. Like, this is a little weird for me. Like, it seems like most of the maps are sort of this, like, kind of, you know, standard sort of resolution, but I'm seeing a ton of square maps. Is that just because the map making programs default to square? Or is there, like, a efficient reason why people want square maps that I'm not aware of? Grid and gridless, I do sometimes do gridless, then if I want a bigger map, the grid doesn't mess up the Roll20 grid. I see. And then, yeah, you can do it all different seasons and stuff. This is very easy to do. This shit right here, down here, the daytime, nighttime, super easy to do. So that's kind of a nice, fun thing you can add in. It's like literally an overlay layer and then drawing some like lighting underneath for the houses and windows and stuff. But I think it adds a lot because it's one of those implied value things. I don't know if people will actually use the daytime, nighttime thing, but everyone thinks they will. You know, it's one of those things where it's like a DM definitely thinks that they'll make use of it. Square maps are easy to scale up in Roll20. Not the rectangles are hard, but it takes 2 more minutes to adjust. I see. Okay. Okay. Is he using the same shading though for day, or the same cast shadows for daytime, nighttime? I don't know if I'd do that. Maybe it would look weird without, but that seems like a weird choice. Oh well, I'll give it a try and I'll see how it looks. Doing the different times of the year is cool though. That seems actually like, again, something I would never use, but is like added value of neatness. Okay. You have used it a few times, okay. You know what I need? I need a title, like a title painting for Horizon. I need, for the painting, I need it to be like, let's just say a 13x19 format painting so I can make prints of it. Of like, I don't know. The Island of Horizon or something. And then maybe some like adjacent stuff just like floating off there in the distance. And a whole bunch of clouds and bright blue sky. And then what I can do is I can take from that the cover image for the actual adventure. Episode 0. Call it episode 1. Or maybe we'll call it prologue. We won't put it on there. I'm thinking of design right now. I don't need to be worrying about that kind of shit. So I need one big title painting. Or do I want to do some runes? Not of Horizon, but of the other island. I mean, whatever. I'm working ahead of myself right now. So the idea to put on the game box. Well, Horizon's not going to be like a print adventure. I'm not going to print this. I'm gonna make a couple of physical copies for a couple of people. But physical copies that I make of the adventure are going to be very expensive, unfortunately. Very expensive. Because the paper that I'm going to be using is going to be very like high-end shit that I don't like printing on low quality paper because it's not as easy as, you know, okay, so I buy a sheet of paper, an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and it costs me $7, let's just say, for the paper. For the sheet alone. The problem is printing on high quality, high GSM, gallery grade, cotton fiber paper, you can't simply change it out with a, you know, $1 sheet of paper and it look the same. You need to reformat your entire printing sort of like complex for each piece of paper, and then each individual art piece on each piece of paper. It's annoying, and it takes a lot of time and it's a lot of work, and it's not worth it unless I'm like gonna be making it like a product that I'm selling. So the 5 physical copies that I make, like 5-ish, these are more just for fun. And like there's a couple people like I know Cobalt said he wanted one, and there's a couple people that wanted them, but the simple like cost of materials. So then I'll make like a little like ring bound book or whatever of it. So that'll be the like Realms of Dar Horizon Venture. The art will be on that, but basically it's just going to be the thing that's on the front of the PDF. So kind of, yeah. But like 25 by 7 pieces is going to be a lot of money and materials on its own, and a lot of time printing. So there's that. You love one? All right, man. All right. I'll when Horizon's done, I'll make my couple of copies and I'll see who wants them, and I don't know, we'll figure some shit out. It'll be fun because that's not like the physical copies is not the profit incentive of this thing. It's not like I'm gonna make back the time and money on selling physical copies, and the whole thing is fucking free. So that when I do a Kickstarted version of Adventure 2, people have a proof of concept. One more World Anvil article to have 32, so I need an awesome motivational speech, and those doing the Summer Fitness Challenge might need one too. How would microtransactions an epic speech with music from Evan? One more World Anvil article, huh? It's pretty good, man. By long. Few opportunities in life do we have to escape the shackles of mediocrity. It is commonplace in this world to fall short of greatness. For that is what it means to be great, is to answer the challenge, to answer the call of greatness, and respond earnestly, to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. So as you contemplate the self-belief required to enter into the greatest World Anvil article you will ever write, I want you to remember that there will only be a few of these moments in your life. That you will have the opportunity to fail yourself a few times. It's a lot of pressure. But with that call being answered, with that burden willingly hoisted and placed on your shoulders, as your feet dig into the earth, as your skin cracks open, as the blood trickles from your mouth, one more step is all you think you need. I want you to remember that you possess within you the strength of every ancestor that's come before you. And the greatness in today's day and age, with our beautiful, wonderful world, is as simple as a choice. I know you'll make the right choice. So get after it, man. Don't fuck this up. Don't let yourself down. Don't let your ancestors down. Don't let your lineage, your generations down. Or else, I mean, honestly, nothing will happen because you can just chill and do whatever you want. But I'll know. And you'll know. Yeah, motivation goes nuclear. There you go, bro. Now you got this, man. Greatness is a choice. Greatness is a choice. Greatness is a choice. So you gotta remember every single day. Predestination. None of us are bestowed and preordained with the crown of kings. We all choose the path of greatness. So what else am I going to miss from this? What other pieces of art am I going to need for this? We have 5 maps, 6 items, 10 tokens, 20 sketches, 2 paintings, 1 painting. You know what? Fuck 2 paintings. One paintings. 10 to 15 hours. Oh, a badge. Or 2 badges. Those are dumb. Those don't matter, but it's okay. What else? Tokens, maps, items, painting, sketches, concept pieces. Free. Yeah, I'm releasing it to everybody in Discord. So you can play through the adventure if you wish, Dogness. The free adventure is going to be proof of concept that I can make a real adventure for the Kickstarter. What am I missing? I mean, honestly, it goes hard, but for the actual adventure, if we're thinking about additional things, like we need to consider the Astral Sage bit, this will also come with the travel guide for non-shitty travel in D&D. Bro. And this is going to be an unknown amount of work. So, that one's going to be an unknown amount of work. I don't know what that's going to take, but I feel like it'll be a lot. Basically, I want to have a full idea of the scope of what we're going to be doing here, with the adventure being completed. Because those of you who weren't here at the beginning of the stream, I was bragging very confidently about how the written portion of the adventure is finished and ready for beta test review. I just need to have the art for it before I can release it into the dev moot, to have all of the DMs look it over and tell me exactly why they are the greatest DM ever and I've made terrible mistakes, to which I will correct for the ideas I don't think are dumb. Kidding, relax, Jesus. Okay, I'll be back. I'm gonna get new water. It is fucking hot where I live right now. It is boiling. It is like 31 degrees K, which is 31 K to F. 31 degrees K is 87 F for our Americans. So I'm gonna get new water so I don't die of dehydration. Please examine the plan at your leisure while I'm gone. No revolts, no uprisings, no usurpations. I'll know. BRB. So, went downstairs. And there are 2 puppies in my house right now. There's a normal rat dog, Yuna. And there is the fat dog, which is my mother-in-law's dog. We're watching him for a little bit. They're out of town. So I am normally used to Yuna's indifference when I go downstairs to refill my water. Something was different today, though, and it's different with both dogs. Occasionally, Yuna will like look up, especially early in the morning, because she doesn't get up and awaken until like 2 p.m. And she'll like notice me, maybe lift her head, look at me, wonder if I'm gonna give her food, and then put her head back down. Sometimes like follow me. Whenever I walk into the room with both dogs now, they both look up and they both stare at me. Blank, vacant stares. As I move around the room, they'll just stare at me the whole time. And it's unnerving. And I'm wondering if this is the normal multi-dog experience. Now, I only have ever had one dog at a time. And I've certainly never had 2 dogs settled in a house at a time. I went downstairs to fill my water up, and I pet the dogs and told them they were a good boy and a good girl, and I didn't actually get more water, so I only still have half of my water left. And not a single cube of ice was added. And I'm mad about it, but regardless. And it's unnerving to have just these 2 sets of vacant eyes, these 3 little dots. 3 dots on each dog face. Just staring at you. And if that's true, if that's the general multi-dog experience, I don't know why you'd ever own multi-dogs. It seems terrible. It's unnerving. It's creepy. It's like, is this what it's like to own a cat? Because like generally Yuna's indifference is fine. But with my mother-in-law's dog here, they're both interested, and I don't know why. And they'll get each other going. Yuna doesn't bark all that much. But like now when I come down the stairs, my mother-in-law's dog doesn't know the sound of me coming down the stairs. So he thinks it's like a knocking on like the door down the hallway or something. So he'll get up and like bruff, a little protective bruff bark, which will get Yuna going. And when she starts barking, then he will start barking, and they'll both rush to the stairs to see what villain has entered our home to see me, and immediately both of them just stop, shut up, stare at me, and turn around and go back to the couch. I don't know if I like it. Ella and I have considered buying a second dog, purchasing 1 more quantity of dog in the next couple of years. Now I don't know if I want to. They just want treats? How's Ella doing? Ella's good, busy. She is healing very fast. She went to see her surgeon for, so if you guys didn't know, Ella had carpal tunnel surgery, really substantial surgery for like recovery. So she had the surgery a week or 2 ago, and it went really well. And she went to do the update or whatever, and they said it's healing really fast and really well. And she was allowed to start some physio, so she booked literally that day one of the couple free physio sessions she gets. So she went to physio and really pushed it. And what's good is she should be back to making dice sooner than she thought, which is fucking awesome. She's feeling good about it. Her pain is all the pain she had before surgery is gone for the first time in her adult life. No carpal tunnel, finger tingly, whatever pain. So thank you for asking. She's really good though. She's chilling. Plus a half hour of Evan time due to stupid conference calls. Stupid work. Oh man, that's the problem. You should have just told them that they didn't need to do the conference call instead. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, conference it's fine. It can be an email. How do people respond to that? Hey guys, this call we're about to jump on in half an hour. Who here feels good about it being an email instead? Is that a normal way to navigate the corporate world? Can't get for multi-dog experience. Is it Does it get worse, Heavenly, as you get more dogs? As like if there was a third dog down there, would they stare even more intently? Like that's what I concerned. Like my concern and what bothers me about it is the idea is if we get a second dog, if Yuna gets like a little sister or some shit, and then my mother-in-law's dog comes over, does this enter into a new era of dog staring? Because I woke up last night and I woke up independent. The dogs didn't wake me up. Okay, let me just hold on. The dogs didn't wake me up last night. We have our air conditioning on in our bedroom on a timer, so it's not constant, right? So it turns on for a while, it turns off, turns on, turns off through the night, so that we don't waste power and stuff and whatever, right? So right now it's not calibrated for 30 plus degree weather. It's calibrated for like 20 something degree weather. So with it being 30 plus, I had to wake up and I was gonna go turn it on in its like off period because it was too fucking hot. And I woke up and I was gonna swing my feet out of the bed. But I know better, you know. When you get a dog, when you get a small 7-pound dog, you know better than to swing your feet out of the bed casually. So I looked down, and both of them were sitting there, staring at me while I slept. Let me illustrate this for you. Yuna's bed is on Ella's side of the bedroom. All right, they had to travel. This is okay. That's too big. This is Evan. This is Ella. Remember how much taller Ella is than me. Yuna's bed is here. This is where the Bork sleeps. Okay. Other dog, bed placed right here. Slightly bigger Bork. The two of them got up, walked around the bed, and were sitting right there, staring at me while I slept. Maybe they woke me up and I didn't realize it. I'm positive I woke up from heat. Because I woke up a couple times from heat last night. Right? I was positive that it was the heat. But maybe they cried or something or whatever. But they were both staring. What the fuck? Jesus, man. Okay, anyway. Okay, map design. Usually end up with a confirmation email. Ah, shit. I could have just been the meeting. Well... I feel like I'm missing out on something, Atari. I feel like I'm missing out on an inherent life experience by never working for a big corporation. It's a group consciousness. They share the brain cell. That's how horror movies start. Man, there's no way I woke them up. Right? I stopped snoring. Actually. Weirdly, I stopped snoring 30 pounds ago. I lost the first 40 pounds and I stopped snoring. And I haven't snored since 30 pounds ago. Crazy how that works. So there's no shot I woke them up. I can't imagine. Someone's staring. It's worse if they were barking at you constantly. It is. The barking you deal with. Because they bark and then they look at you and they see that you're not some villain. And then that's fine. But it is indeed the staring that is unnerving. Because they both have these blank, vacant stares. I can't handle. I don't know. Nope. I can't do this. I can't. Tell Ella now we are not getting a second dog at some point in time. Yuna is not getting a dog. We're not getting a dog for our dog. I can't handle more than one dog. And if we had a second one and the two of them stared at me, because Yuna will just come in here sometimes and just sit at the door frame and stare for like 30 seconds. But you don't understand. The two of them wouldn't move for like minutes. Like last night I was making dinner every time I came out of the kitchen to like look over the couch to see the two of them, they were just someone has 3 dogs. The staring does get more intense, and it's always so disturbing. The 3 of them will be laying together and just fucking stare. I didn't hear the start, but Evan says we're gonna get a second dog. No, stop. Ella keeps showing me pictures of our breeder having new dogs. She keeps trying to like show me. Location. Alberta. Yeah. She'll show me this shit. She'll send me pictures from the breeder and be like, "Oh, look at what they have in stock." Oh, look, Evan. Look, they have Morkies again. Look, they're even Yuna's dad, I think. I think this is Yuna's dad. Look, what do you think, Evan? How about that? And each time I need to solidly tell her to actually fuck right off. Thank you. So. Alright. Alright. Yuna's siblings? They are her siblings. Yep. Literally her little sister. Half-sister, whatever. I don't think her mom is. I think her mom's enjoying mom retirement. But her dad is still dadding, I guess. All right. Okay. I'm curious about how some of our maps. So, the ruins. I want to do like a jungle campsite map. Maybe what we do. Ooh, you know what we should do? We should do a campsite map just as a test proof of concept. Is what we should do. And that's applicable. That's applicable for anything. So, D&D low-level tent map. Let's go. Get the grid out. Get the grid. I'm gonna do substantial campfire here, okay? What does the average D&D party tentitude look like? Usually, I'd say probably 4 tents is good. And we'll do some rocks and some other things. We'll do some tree stumps or rubble or whatever. I think the campsite should be the first map I make. 100%. The first hand-painted map I do in years, because I'm not showing you any of the hand-painted maps I did when I was younger. Those are cringe. And I may be cringe, but I am free. I go downstairs, refill my water or something, and as soon as I hit the bottom of the stairs, all I see is stare. That's so unnerving, man. I'm gonna correct the typo. I made it better. Wait, tell your rescue if you can. I know your issues with allergies, but still. Yeah, there's so if you look at like the Calgary Humane Society or anything, there is almost never, if ever, any hypoallergenic dogs. I was curious because I was thinking about this dogness, and I looked at the big one close to us. There's an Alberta one, but the big one close to us is like Calgary's way closer than Edmonton. So I looked at the Calgary Humane Society rescues shelter for like probably every week for like 4 months, and I didn't see a single hypoallergenic dog on there. Not even one. Not one. Not even like a senior poodle or like a cross or whatever. Not a single one that I could actually own. So the wait list is 2 to 3 years for a hypoallergenic dog. Is that why they're not actually like making it to the shelter page? Because as soon as they have a hypoallergenic dog, they have like a list of like 90 fucking middle class families that want dog for free dog. Because Ella, did you see, are these Eunice siblings? I'm pretty sure these are Eunice siblings, right? This batch, I'm pretty sure they're siblings. But I don't get it. They say they're Morkies, but look at how long their hair is. Like, part of me says no shot these are only Morkies, right? This looks like a Morkie Palm or something. There's no shot this is legit. This is just Maltese and Yorkie, right? Oh, he's cute. Yeah, I don't know. It says they're just Morkie. I hope that's you getting home, Ella. Because the dogs are upset about something. Nope. Oh, God damn it. Is this the problem with multi-dogs? They just get each other going? Do I have to go down there and like tell them the world's not ending? Once they all join in, God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna go collect the puppies. I did not collect the puppies. Tucker did not want to come upstairs. I don't know why. I did not collect the puppies, but I gave them both a piece of pumpkin. They both shut the fuck up. I gave them both some pumpkin, and now they're behaving. Easy. I feel like I should do different tents. Yeah, maybe we should do different tents. Finish the map that you drew. It's been finished work. Ooh, okay, hold on. Let me check. Let me check it out. One tiny hut, but it's supposed to be portable though, Nix. The Abyssal Cavern is way bigger than what I've been running. I'm totally maxing out the space on my whiteboard. Holy thing to draw it bigger. Okay. Hopefully I'll have a proper version that you can print off at Staples or whatever. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Ooh, that's cool, dude. You get the little cellar and everything in there. That's sick. Little water features, broken pillars. That's cool, dude. I like this. This is good. Little torches. Oh yeah, light sources. This is sick. I like that. That's good shit, man. That gets an Evanville okay. That's fucking dope. You heard Tucker's bark? Yeah, sorry. 10 answer a ritual cast. You're right. Do I want Tiny Hut in Eldara? I have a thing against extra dimensional space. My gut instinct is that Tiny Hut falls in that, or like Magnificent Mansion, Tiny Hut, Mediocre Bungalow, all those spells. I feel like they all fit into kind of the same vibe, you know? You know what I mean? We'll do... I think... Oh man, I feel like we should do some different styles of tents as well. Like, some kind of like elvish tent or whatever. And like a wrath tent or something along those lines. Or maybe you want the basic campsite to be as basic as possible. That's kind of the question, you know? How deeply D&D do we want to get? How into our own fantasy do we want to sort of get stuck? We have 4 very different styles of tents. And we're kind of giving some room for the implication of different, like a diverse party from across Eldara. I mean, one of the fancier ones that people want to say like, oh, that's going to be my whatever, my like the entrance to my mansion. Like, okay, dog. You know what I don't? I don't mind the idea of sort of the Baldur's Gate tent. Like, Baldur's Gate is... Those campsite tents are intense. They're something, man. And I kind of feel like I should rep that a little bit. We'll do a little chest. Because, I don't know. Should we do a backpacker's camp or not? Yeah, let's do this is a low level camp, okay? That's what we'll do. We'll do a low level camp. We'll do some large shrubberies. And we'll frame the whole thing with some trees. And it'll be sick. Because I love the survival aspect of D&D, and I want to do a campsite as the first map, I think. Is it really applicable to Horizon? Probably. Sure, you'll have some encounter your campsite. Make yours your own? Yeah. Yeah. This is a quick one. It was cool, though, Miniko. I liked it. Was that an intense pun? No. When have you ever known me to make a pun, Busy? When have you ever known me so desperate that I would cling to such low-hanging jokes on stream? What have I done to earn such a poor reputation? We're gonna have a little carpet sticking out of one because he fancy. Do some logs. Yeah, please. This is me we're talking about after all. You're desperate for good jokes? Yeah. I feel you. I've had a bard in my party for months, and she hasn't cracked me up once. Not a single time. I told her that she was going to be a limerick spouting bard. I was going to be brutally honest. I wasn't going to favor her with just like pity laughs for subpar puns. I told her. She said she was up to the challenge. And here we are. Months and months into our game, and not once have I been even close to being amused. Noble background. Yeah, noble enough to afford a fancy carpet. Noble doesn't give you any more starting gold, does it? Like substantially more or anything, right? What other things would backpackers have in their campsite? Stuff they collect from around the area. What we'll do is we'll put a little pond, we'll do like a little water source. A little stream that goes through it. They're camping on the edge of a riverbank. And then we'll do some sort of large rock formation. Because if you're camping, you're going to be camping near some ancient ruins, right? There's going to be some ruinous rocks nearby. Naturally. Maybe a rock ledge. Kind of a dusty entrance to the camp area. Almost like a trodden road. We're not assuming they have mounts or anything with them. If they do, you can always put it on the map some more. It'd be cool to make this modular though, hey? More or less cover the whole thing in trees around the outside to really frame the map. We'll hide some little secrets here and there. a little shrine or something. Some sort of large tree right there. Okay. Have grass on one side of the riverbank and have it like kind of be a bluff on the other side. Hello. Why do I have dogs? No, I don't need dogs. There's not. Tucker, Yuna, come here, puppies. No, we're not playing. They were playing. Look at that stupid face. Look at that blank, vacant stare. Jesus, man. Right into your soul. Both of them. They're just... I go downstairs and they're just staring at me, two of them. Both of them. They're wrestling. Oh, okay. Yuna. Give me a Yuna. Pass me the Yuna. This is my fat rat. Yuna. Hello. No, Tucker, you can't have art. No. Down. No, it's not. What? There's no food up there. I didn't put any food up there. Why do you think you almost licked the inside of my mouth? You almost put your snout directly in my mouth. What do you think is up there, Tucker? There's nothing up there, homie. I went down and get water today, and the two of them just stared at me the entire break. They both just stared.
There's nothing there.
Even Yuna. Look at this blank stare. Look at this. No, hi Tucker. You want to say hi to Yuna? Okay, good boy. Look at that tail. No, those are fish friends, not fish foods. Come on, bro. Tucker Giga Chad? What is that? What does that make Yuna? What is? There's no food up there, bro. I don't eat up here. I don't know what you're smelling. You just see a surface and you want up on it.
Correct.
Yuna wants off so bad. Did he just lick the fan? He just put his head through the fan? Oh, okay. Ah. Please don't, dog. Please don't. He's like a Vulpix. Yeah, you're right. Are you tired, Yuna? Have you been playing too much? Are you baby mode? You're too tired? Do not lick my hands with my gloves on. Please. You want to have a nap? Okay, Yuna, where's Tucker? Yuna, go! Go, Goblin! Go! No, there's nothing up there, Yuna!
No, she's trying to get Tucker.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Dog's adorable? Which one? One of them is a tiny rat, and the other is a chonker. Yeah. Tucker is the big one is a Shih Tzu, I think. I think he's purebred Shih Tzu. I don't think he has any Bichon in him. And then Yuna, the little rat I was holding, is my Morkie. She's 3/4 Yorkie, 1/4 Maltese, and is 7 pounds of whatever the hell she's 7 pounds of. And Ella wants another one in the next couple of years. Imagine both of them. 2 more dogs to vacantly stare at me. With their blank peepers open wide. Directly into my soul. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bait my players and I'm gonna put a little shrine up here. What should our shrine be to? It should be to some like animal spirit or something of the forest. We'll do like a little statue altar of like some kind of like a good boy. We'll do a little dog statue. With like multiple tails. We'll do the 5-tailed dog. Trying to How did I just jab myself in the eye while taking my glasses off in frustration to massage my... Okay. That hurt. I am not doing a shrine to Ella. You can't make me. I don't care. There's no amount of bits or peer pressure in this world to make me paint a shrine to Ella. There's no map requests. Okay? I don't care. It's a bit too involved, I think. We need to hide it more in the trees. Yeah, it's gonna be like more stones and stuff around it, but no, I think it needs to be like fairly well hidden. Or not hidden, just like kind of concealed or kind of like off to the side. By the way, I do have an idea in my head as to which of these little like wobbly shrubbery things are actual shrubberies and which ones are trees. So, in case you thought I didn't know what I was doing. Look, you were right. You don't have to say it out loud. I said Ellis, Eileen. Oh. Why would Eiley get a shrine? What has Eiley ever done to deserve a shrine? Don't say Evangeline. Don't do it. I know you want to. You and I both know it'd be a bad idea. So, it's all the reason. Shut up. Stop. Stop. God damn it. Alright, how do you feel about this for a campsite so far? Rate my D&D campsite concept map sketch. 3 out of 10 would not tent. 4 out of 10 would tent if desperate. 5 out of 4 already tented, going back, spending retreat in mountains. 8 of 8 great mate. I don't know the rankings there are for D&D camps, but I can always leave it modular too, so that the tents I can add in for like I don't know, Patreon supporters or something. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll. Ooh, that'd be a fun thing to do when the adventure comes out. I'll make your own tent or whatever. Like what I'll do is I'll have the map okay, all right. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have the map blank, and I'm gonna have the tents because like, well, hold on. Could you move the tent around? I don't think so because you need to light the tent, right? Yeah, you need to light the tent. So what I could do is I could have like I could like make like the fourth or the second tent spot open, and I could do a different tent for people or something like that for their so I want people who want a custom sort of like thing for the adventure to have access to like cool custom art and stuff like that. I think that kind of stuff's fun. People really like it. People who are invested in the game, I want to feel like they're getting something cool out of it, you know? Good tree that got chopped down a little bit. And it's general forest, so it's not like you need to be super crazy with anything. Do a couple more rocks, break up the landscape a little bit. Ooh. Save. Shit. Where do I save this? Map master file. We're gonna call it the map master file. Can I always make it so that it covers up the basic 10 too? That's a good point. Yeah, you just do the grass around it, and then you don't have to worry about it. You just covers it up completely. Yeah, that's a good point, Nix. You know more about this than I would, because you have more experience, I think, with quality battle maps than I do. So I'm gonna trust your lead on it and do that. I think that's a better idea. Okay, dope. This is the official sketch concept. Should I put a little bridge up here? Like a little bridge to the shrine? We'll do, you know what we'll do? We'll do a log. I think that's kind of fun. Just so you can go up there for no reason. Is there anything interesting up there? Not at all. Any reason to go there? Nope. What is it? I don't know. Do a religion check. 13. You don't know. I'll do a religion check. I'm trained in it. Ooh, what do you get? 19. You don't know. Ah, fine. I'll do a religion check. Natural 20 for a 26. What is it? You don't know. Evan, you don't know what the shrine is, do you? You just don't want to make anything up for it right now. Game's over. Elevation for your rangers, hiding spot for your rogues, enough distance to have the DCs rampage around 10 out of 10. Alright, perfect. Thank you for your map review. Try to spend an hour investigating the shrine. They could. Like, you know what we're going to call this? This shrine, we're going to call it the Shrine of Starbucks. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be the Starbucks card. If you, as a DM, feel like you didn't prep anything, and you don't want to prep anything for the game, and you want your players to fuck around the camp all night after they level up, give them this shrine. Okay, the tents work. I was worried that they would be too short. Okay, no, they're good. They're good. Give them this shrine. Tell them that there's something mysterious about it, and let them spend an hour trying to figure it out. You have no idea what it is. It doesn't actually do anything. Don't worry about it. Yep. Yep, I got you. Yep. Fail an agility check and fall in the water. That'd be tragic. You're giving the kids a jigsaw puzzle with one piece missing to watch them suffer? Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yep. Yep, I do it again. Alright. Okay, Ella's home. I need to help her take the doggies out because Ella still can't do anything with her right hand because of her surgery. She can't hold the leash. So I have to help her with the doggies. So we got the sketch done. We got the plan done. Good shit. Thank you guys for the help today. I think today's an organizational day. Tomorrow we might be doing something kind of fun tomorrow. A little bit of Critical Role, something or another. I don't know, a little fan art, a little character design. I'm not sure. I have 3 things that I can choose from for tomorrow, and I'll see what I'm feeling literally when I get home from the gym tomorrow. But thank you for the help for the organization today. I hope you guys are as excited for the adventure as I am. Likely not, because it's my own dumb D&D thing, and why should you care? But I hope that I can make it good enough that you do care. That's my goal. That's my goal. It's for people to actually give a shit about the project and want to play a game in Eldara. And hopefully it's good enough. So, hey, have a great Wednesday. Go do what you're gonna do today. Not on any announcements. Okay. All right. Thanks for shouting it out to you guys. I appreciate you. Until next time, my friends. Farewell.